my friends, and welcome to Mystic Star Magic. I am so happy that you are here. Oh my goodness, today we're going to find out what's happening with you this week. So we have 5 groups. Yes, I'm trying to add more groups so that you get more choices. I know I love to have lots of choices, so I'm trying to do that for you. And just, we have tarot, we have oracle cards. Just thank you so much for being here. Just thank you so much. I'm always so grateful. And so we do have tarot and oracle cards. And let me just show you the pile. So this is pile 1, this is pile 2, this is pile 3, pile 4, and pile 5. If you want the information about the oracles that I'm using or the tarot, it's all down in the description down below. Also there you will find a place for you if you want to have a personal reading. Just there, all the information is down below. And also if you want to donate to the channel. Alright, so let's go ahead and close our eyes and inhale. Clear our mind. And as we exhale and open our eyes, choose whichever pile draws you to it. All right, let's do it. Hello, group 1. Sorry if there's the music in the background, but that's kind of what we have. So I think it's all about, maybe music might be important this week for you, but you chose this beautiful card and it's all about compassion. So this is a very important, this is how you're gonna what you need to focus on this week, regardless of whatever happens. This is it, this compassion. So the vibration of compassion shines through my very self. And the compassion for me here is more about, yes, having compassion to others, but also having compassion to ourselves. Yeah, because especially, like, look at that. This is kind of, I always feel like, so basically what I'm saying here, okay, so let me actually explain. So this is why it's important. This compassion card is kind of like the answer to any of the questions that you have this week, especially if you are feeling overwhelmed. So this overwhelmed kind of is, for me, like a 10 of wands, right? This is this energy of carrying on too much stuff that you know, like, and also here there's, with the water, it's a lot of emotions as well. There's also, like, here the tree is kind of like a little bit dead and well, not dead, because trees could look like that and they're not dead. This one is definitely like a new growth. I feel like what it is, it's like there's been a lot of things, maybe some, I don't know why this tree was reminding me a lot of also like how you prune a tree. Sometimes it was pruned too much. Maybe it was you just kind of feel like there's a sense of loss there. So there's emotions that we are feeling overwhelmed. We're overwhelmed with also this, but this also was actually, I was looking at it, also reminds me a little bit of the Ace of Wands. So it's interesting that I can see the 10 of Wands and also the Ace of Wands. Why? Because the Ace of Wands, not in all cards, but sometimes it's like a tree that looks dead, but it's sprouting new growth. And I feel like that's also here. So I like this. So I know it looks like overwhelm, and it might feel like there isn't a sense of overwhelm in your life, but I almost feel for you, and that's why the compassion is there. Because to balance that too, when you're feeling kind of overwhelmed, it's time for you to kind of have compassion on yourself, because you've been taking on too much, right? Sometimes we feel like we need to, oh my goodness, we have to take on a lot of things. But if you have compassion on others, or if you have compassion on yourself, right, you know to release some of the stuff. You're like, okay, I'm burdening myself too much, right? And so I feel like that's the sense of coming through here. I also feel like for some of you, taking care of your body is important as well. Like if you have been like working nonstop and not giving yourself rest, I feel like that's time for you to give yourself rest, because that also can make us feel like we are overwhelmed, right? If we don't rest, we feel that way. Let's see what the tarot has. Oh, look at this, the 3 of Wands. All right, you have the 6 of Swords. Oh, beautiful. And then we have the 4 of Wands. Look at this. Oof. Sorry, got really excited because look, you're actually moving forward in this week. there's a movement from the 3 to the 4 of Wands, right? And it's like we're leaving behind things. Like I said, we are with this compassion, this overwhelmed feeling, we're kind of dropping things. We're ending that cycle. And it's interesting that the Wands is playing such a strong energy. For some of you, might be going to the park, spending time in nature might also really help you, because I do, to me, all of those ones sometimes just means trees, so like nature, spending time with that is very good. And I like that the Six of Swords is with that water. We're moving like towards, and we're using that momentum there. So from the Three of Wands, so this is, I feel like your week is kind of going like planning stages, kind of looking ahead, seeing. I feel like maybe you have been overwhelmed because you're like planning ahead. Maybe that's what it is. I also feel like you're recognizing where you are, where something needs to shift, where you're like, this is no longer working. This is just kind of burdening me. And so now you're looking ahead into it, and now you're moving past it with the Six of Swords. You're moving away from this feeling of, because like when I'm feeling that overwhelm, it's almost like I can't breathe. I can breathe, but it feels like I'm tight in my chest. So it's like there's almost a sense of panic, but not panic. It's just like, when you just feel like, oh, nothing's gonna change, or like that. I feel like that's that emotions and everything that we're releasing. They're planning ahead. Really, I actually really like this energy. And then the Four of Wands, there's a sense of celebration because we moved on from something. There's a sense of, I almost feel like the potential of what new things are coming, and I really like that energy. So yeah, but it's all geared, and that's the key here. The seed is to have compassion, really compassion with yourself, especially if we're like at this Three of Wands and we're like, oh, we feel like we are not doing anything. I feel like even just planning, right? Even if this is not your action, not taking action, because I feel like there is a sense of not, like, it's not an external action is what I'm seeing here. It's almost like you're planning, you're starting to think ahead, you're starting to see like, okay, and so this Six of Swords is for me almost like a mental like thought process, where you start planning ahead, and you're like, and then your thoughts start moving from what's overburdening you, what's overwhelming you, but actually starting to see, like, you're starting to see the way, the path onto how you could get to this Four of Wands, how to move forward is what I'm seeing here. So it doesn't necessarily mean action that you're taking, but more of mental action, where your thoughts turn from being overwhelmed to, what do I need to do to move forward? And then you do have this. You might even start taking that action, but it's mostly like it's a mental process here, where your Six of Swords is going to move there. And then the Four of Wands, celebration, because you're in a different space. It's like you're actually here now. You can actually see what you've accomplished. You can see, oh my goodness, look at all the things I've done. Big celebration. Lots of amazing things happening. So we have, let's continue. We have memories. So this is something I feel like maybe we are feeling overwhelmed with memories. For me, sometimes memories, it's like, I think this is actually quite lovely with this necklace, but right, maybe it's too heavy for you. These memories, instead of like enjoying them, they're kind of weighing on you. So maybe that's something that's happening. Or maybe you know how sometimes we have memories of like, oh, that was the best time. I wish I could go back to that time, but we can never go back to the past. I'm sorry, my friends. I know, where we felt a lot happier. And so this kind of, even though it's like, so to me, it's beautiful, we are making it something that we're like, heavy on ourselves, because we have a beautiful, bright future here. We have a like amazing, even just our right now is beautiful. But by trying to live in the past, we're kind of burdening ourselves, and we're just kind of I almost feel like we're taking away the joy of the memories and the joy of the now. And look at this, in love we have surprises. Oh, I do love that. So that is actually quite exciting. So that's your love energy this week. So there will be surprises this week for love. It's just like, oh, let's see. All right, let's see what fortune. Let's give you a fortune for this week. What unexpected fortune, or like, yeah, let's see unexpected. I would like to see. Oh, sorry. Got so kind of like, okay. What unexpected fortune is coming to the collective of group one this week? What's happening? Oh, I like this one. Okay, we have two, which is, I think, very interesting. So we have, so memories are important because look, remember the forgotten. So something in the memory. So maybe it's not the burden, but maybe, or maybe, oh, I got this for some of you. We tend to think our memories like, how do you call it? Romanticize our memories, right? So maybe for some of us, we forget, hey, at that time, maybe it wasn't as shiny and bright, right? Or for some of you, maybe there is a connection from past loved ones where we may be getting something from them, or there's some sort of connection coming through. And then we have be a beacon of light. Yes, yes, yes. And how are we going to be a beacon of light? By letting go of the things that are burdening us, and instead choosing this compassion for ourselves, yes, for others, but for ourselves as well. Right? Oh, I hope you liked this reading. If you did, please do consider giving it a like, a thumbs up, and subscribing. It just helps my channel grow, and it helps me keep coming back, right? Yes. Sometimes, I sometimes feel overwhelmed and burdened. So not by you, but by things in my head. So it's always positive. I always feel uplifted when I see you. I'm like, yay! Okay. Enough jibber jabber. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy. Thank you for sharing your time, and of course sharing your journey with me. Until I see you in the next one, I'm sending you so much love, so much light. Bye bye, my dear friends. Oh, my dear friends, let's see what you have. Group 2, you have strength. So this is important. This is how the solutions to everything this week. So using strength, I have deep inner strength and glorious vitality, right? You can do it and simplify. Deep simplicity, deep profound serenity is expanding in my life. And so how do we get that? So yes, we have strength, but the strength of, I actually almost feel like simplifying situations. You don't have to carry, I don't know why I'm actually saying, you don't have to carry the world. You just kind of have to simplify. And by that, I mean, what do you need to let go of and let that go? Because the inner strength is not having to that. But it is almost feel for some of you, maybe. It's so weird. Strength training might be important this week. Building those muscles. I don't know why I'm getting those weird things. And here we have something to door to dreams. So dreams are important this week for you as well. So you might be getting important insights in it. What else do I want to see? Simplify. Okay. I almost feel like for some of you also this week might be a great time for decluttering your space. So I feel like almost like cleaning house. Yeah, I don't know why strength training for some of you might be something that you might want to do. Okay. All right, that's what it is. I feel recognizing your own strength, especially your own inner strength, but it's almost like I feel like, but recognizing the strength and your vitality, hey, look at this. You have this vibrancy this week is what I'm seeing here. But yeah, I also feel like needing to declutter. And so the door to dreams, that could be, for me, it's definitely your nighttime dreams. But it could also be for those of you who have are trying to come up with a whole new thing, you have your actual dreams in terms of what you would desire to do. And it might feel like you are feeling overwhelmed by them because you don't know what steps. This is all foggy, or I don't know what to take. Simplify them. Simplify the strength, and just simplify those dreams. Can you simplify them? How can you make them baby steps at a time, right? Sometimes we overwhelm ourselves. And then our strength. Just know that regardless of what happens, you have the ability to make those dreams come true. So those are the two kind of energies we have. I love this. Okay, let's see what your tarot says for us. 6 of Pentacles. We have the 3 of Swords. Oh, and we have the Hangman. Okay, look at this. Ooh. All right. Now we have the 6 of Pentacles is of a sense of compassion and giving. Yeah, very much so. almost a sense also of like this balance. Do you see that, how we have the balance there as well? So giving and receiving is highly important this week, right? What else is there? I almost want to say that there is a sense of how we approach others, in terms of like there's a sense of karma being represented here, and for me it's sort of saying like, be careful how you treat others. I'm not saying that you wouldn't treat them like awesome. That's not what I'm saying. It's like, just be aware of, and even in your relationships, not that you are, but just being aware of how you give to others, or how you deal with others is important, or how others deal with you as well. So because we never know, this is the Six of Pentacles, we never know which side we're going to be on this one. So we sometimes will be needing help, right? And then somebody's going to help us, right? Because there's a sense of, like I said, there's a sense of karma. Sometimes we're the ones giving, right? But it's almost like you're giving, not necessarily because, oh, like, I'm going to get something back, but it's because of, there's a sense of ebb and flow in life. There's a sense of that karma coming through. So if you can, right, if you can, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be money, it could be actual things. It's just a sense of sort of similar to group one, in terms of like having compassion, again, towards yourself and towards others, and seeing also like sometimes others may not have that, and they might be in the place of here like scarcity. So it's very much like the Five of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, right? This feels like the Five of Pentacles is this energy, and then of course this of course is the Six of Pentacles. And we never quite know, like life has this way of like ebb and flowing from those energies, I would say. And now with this Three of Swords, yeah, that's actually like, I feel like, oof. Okay, the Three of Swords is, yes, something like has been hurting your heart, something has been, so I feel like there might be some situation with love life, or with friendships also, and it's not to say that it doesn't hurt, but I feel like a lot of it is how you are perceiving things, and very much a mental state here, because the Swords is a mental kind of energy. It's like our thoughts, right? So the Hangman is telling us, hey, and even here with the Strength here, you have a lot of inner strength. You have a lot of, I feel like vitality. You have a lot in you. But this makes you kind of almost feels like you can't handle it. But no, I feel like you have to change your perspective. See that you're very strong. See, instead of trying to like force things, I don't know why that, but simplify things instead. So the Hangman energy here, oh, I really love this Hangman. It's like, look, it's a tree here. It's almost like there's tree here, but look how this blossoming flowers. Wow, very beautiful. So it is that sense of, I feel like if you can shift your thoughts or the way that you look at things, and maybe look at things with a sense of compassion, you're able to heal this Three of Swords energy. I don't know why that is, but that is what I'm getting, and I do find it very interesting. So we do have time for reflection, and this is coming with this Hangman energy. And then for the love, yeah, look at this. This is interesting because this is silence. So for some of you are like in separation, or you broke up, and there's a sense of silence, and there's a sense of risk here. And then there's the 4 and so 9, maybe like ending of some kind here. So the risks, what would I say? Because this is definitely dealing with this. I feel like there is a sense like separation, silence, something like there's no communication. There's also, I feel like, maybe for some of you right now, your heart just doesn't want to try new things. But it is overall this reflection and silence. So instead of, I feel like, there is a need for maybe taking risks in later, and by that I mean like having this, opening yourself up here a little bit with 6 of Pentacles. But overall what I'm seeing here is that it's a need for you to go in deep within yourself. This is a week for internal reflection and seeing that because it allows you to see the hangman energy. It's almost like seeing the world through different eyes, instead of, because I feel like this is the energy you're feeling right now, right? Look at it through here, like a sense of like, instead of looking at it like, oh my goodness, I don't have power, but here you do have strength. You have a lot to give, and you have like this beautiful, for me it's like this beautiful heart. There's blossoming, there's flowers all around you, there's just these amazing things right now, but your heart is like, this Three of Swords is blocking it. So not for looking at it, but looking at it through where are you abundant? Where are you, like, where can you feel that strength? Because like I said, you do have a lot of strength here. Let's look at, what unexpected fortune is coming for you for this week, for the collective of group 2. Okay, let's see what unexpected fortunes for the collective of group 2 this week. Okay, it's time to move on. Yep, that's this thing. Because there's better things waiting for you. Let's see, one more unexpected fortune. And transformation is near. Oh, I love it. Oh, yes. Okay, I really do think it's amazing. You're going to be okay, group 2. I know it doesn't feel like that, but especially with that Three of Swords energy, you're going to be okay, my friends. You're going to see that transformation is that looking at things in that, like, hangman. I always love the hangman energy, because you can see things in such a way that it does transform you. You no longer see the limitations, but the potential in situations. So very beautiful. Thank you so much for being here, group 2. I am beyond grateful to you for sharing your energy, sharing your time, and of course sharing your journey with me. I am sending you so much love, so much light. Please give it a like and subscribe if you can. Thank you. Have a super wonderful day. Bye bye, my dear friends. Hello, my dear friends from group 3. Okay, so you chose the passion. So this is the answer to any question or anything that's happening this week. This is what's very important for you. This is all about passion. So I passionately accept and love myself. So yes, loving yourself, but I also feel like passion for all the things that you do. Bringing that passion. It's almost like the fireness of that Ace of Wands energy. Very beautiful. Let's see what other stuff. So yeah, we have struggle. So when we're struggling, what do? We bring the passion, right? Because look at the difference. There's this vibrant colors here, and here it's like more like drudging, what do you call it? It's like icy. It's icy and doesn't really have much of life. But what do we do when we feel that outside has no life, has no passion? We bring it in. We bring our own energy, we bring our own passion into situations. So I feel like that if you have the passion, it will not be a struggle, right? It's only when we're feeling like, oh, it's another day at work, oh my goodness, right? Then we feel like it kind of just drains us, right? But if we're like, hey, you know what? I have this and this, and we're excited about what we're doing, the work doesn't seem like a struggle. So we have Seven of Wands, which is that kind of struggle there. The Moon, and then we have the Tower. Okay. I know, for some of us, it's like, I know, whenever I see the Tower, I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm not going to say this, but I am going to say something here. There is an interesting thing here, because we go from the Tower and the Moon, like there's a movement here. The Seven of Wands is indeed the struggle. I feel like, look at that, you're struggling, but even though you're struggling a little bit, you're still on top of things, right? Because it's still like a sense of like higher upness here. And for me, and once again, it's like passion coming through here. So what I see here, where this real struggle is here, it is maybe because something has happened. There's a definite shift here. The Tower here, yeah. Now, it's coming from like a lot of it is your emotions. And so with the passion and with the struggle, I'm actually going to tell you that really what is important this week for you is your emotions and actually facing any of the shadows. So So what is that? Because look at this. I have to say, you have the wolf, you have the lobster. Yeah, should be like a thing, and then you have over here is the doggy. I'm almost wanting to say this. The wolf is the teacher, and I usually don't do this, but the wolf is the teacher. So there's something to be learned in the situation you're in, right, and from your emotions as well. The dog is loyalty, right? There's a sense of loyalty, and here is the lobster, or like it's supposed to be. The lobster is supposed to be like, because this is a Cancer. This represents Cancer. Now this is interesting because usually I would say there's a tough shell and then a soft inside, right? But it also feels like, you know, sometimes you can be a bit prickly is what I'm seeing here, but you're defending yourself in those cases. But what's really calling to me, this is the learning. There's a learning process that needs to happen, and then I feel like spirit is this dog is saying, like, we are supported, you are loyal, you have loyalty here. But what's really, I don't want to say blocking you, but it is kind of, I feel like you're making it a little harder for yourself. Feel like a little bit of stubbornness is a little bit there, or like you have this hard shell that you kind of keep snapping, so it's almost like you're blocking really your emotions because you don't want to see them. So this blocking here, well, it's not bad. It's like, I understand why you're in that defensive, but it's sort of like, if we keep going where we feel like, I feel like you're almost blocking your heart, because this is also where it is. You're blocking yourself or your desires. So the Tower is going to come here and help you clear it out. So that's what I'm seeing here. Because I really want to say that is because of like some lesson that you need to learn, and then understanding that, you know, you are loved. And then that passion is what's coming through here. I feel like what is dragging, like what is really the core of whatever happens to this tower. So tower could be like many different things. It's where you completely were a system that you were, I feel like, holding on to for dear life because you didn't want to change. That's how it is. Like, we're holding on to the safety and comfort of something, even if it's uncomfortable, right? Even if it's uncomfortable, it's something that we know. It's what we're holding on to, the known, but we're not happy. And there's some sense of us wanting something else, right? So the universe gives us chances and chances to shift and change it usually, but sometimes we hold on to it because we're like, oh, there's the unknown and it's a bit scary. So then poof, the tower comes, and whatever that safety system was comes undone because it was blocking us. And I feel like that's what I'm seeing here. It's like you have this Ace of Wands, but you're kind of blocking it somehow. You're instead of choosing the passion, you're choosing the struggle. You're choosing the barren landscape versus this beautiful thing that you have. And so a lot of it is you're in it's like almost like an internal emotional battle here, but it is quite astounding. So even though we have that tower, and it possibly will feel uncomfortable, I do not think it's a bad thing. Yeah, I feel like it's like something that is very positive. I mean, not when you go through it, because the tower always does feel uncomfortable. It could even feel like you're like, oh my goodness, like it's almost like a support system that wasn't really good. It wasn't a real strong support system. It just comes undone, right? That safety is gone there, or the comfort is there. So we do have, like, here we have gift, and we have, yeah. So I really, like I said, to me, I feel like you are right now in the sense of barrier, with that Seven of Wands energies. You're blocking something. You're like choosing the struggle. I'm not like, there's no thing. And the universe is like saying, no, the passion is what's going to come through. And then, but I do feel like this tower is a gift. I know it doesn't make sense. It's a gift of something that you've been wanting. Yeah. The universe is answering a request that you've been wanting. And then we have love energy here. We have this tease. So I feel like having fun with things. It's almost like you've forgotten how to play. You've forgotten how to have fun, like tease, have passion. Like you're just trudging along in life, and you're like struggling through life, and the universe is like saying, Nope, that's not how you were meant to live, right? That's not your, like, it's like you have some lessons to be learned, and then some happiness here, the joy of here. The universe is saying nope, or spirit is saying it's all about passion, it's all about having fun, my friend, and you've forgotten to do that. So we have this tower brings about this change for you, and that's how we come to have that. So like I said, it is a gift for me. It may not feel like it, but you will see how it pans out. So let's see what unexpected things are happening for the collective of group 3 this week. Okay, we have Mastercraft. Ooh, look, go into passion. If you've been wanting to go try something new, it is time for you to do this. Oh, look at And we have consider healthier choices. Yeah. So instead of struggling, and look at this one. I like this one. Freedom awaits. Yeah, look at that. If you choose that, if you actually choose to give yourself that into the passion, into the playfulness, then you will have freedom. And those are the healthier choices rather than trying to keep blocking this with that 7 of Wands, having a defensive up, your purpose up, and instead going to just struggling through every day. Okay, I hope you liked this reading. If you did like it, please do give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing. It just helps me, keeps me motivated, because sometimes I'm in that struggle right there too. And I'm like, oh, but when I see it, like, I don't know. It's sort of like, you know, when you create something and there's appreciation for it, and I'm like, yeah, okay, let's keep doing it. That's sort of what it is. Totally, you know. But I am very grateful for you for being here, for sharing your energy, sharing your time, and of course, sharing your journey. We're in this together, my friends. Your journey, I'm also going through my journey. It'll be fun, and we come here once and just hang out. Okay, enough of the jibber jabber. Thank you so much. I am sending you so much love, so much light. Until I see you in the next one. Bye bye, my dear friends. Dear friends from group 4. Okay, so here, this is very, very important. This is kind of the answer to all the questions this week, and it's all about sanctuary. So, and of course, this is, I am divinely guided gently and lovingly. So I feel like this is what it's telling us, is that you are very much protected. You are well taken care of. You have the snuggly, and it's also letting me know that maybe you need a nap. You need to rest, my friends. Also, there's a sense of needing to rest there, because that is a warm blanket. But I feel like also, like, it's spirit. It's like just knowing that you are protected. I almost feel like, look at this, you're wrapped around with love and protection, my friends. And then we have regret. So, and it's interesting because it's almost like I hear you feel like you're completely alone with this regret. You're like, oh, but then here you are, all covered up and gently and cozy. I really feel like there's a coziness aspect here. So whenever you're feeling like regret, you're like, oh, I should have done something different, or something should have been different. There's a sense of knowing that, first of all, when we were at whatever time where we have that regret, we did the best we could at that moment. Right? There is another thing, is saying that we can never go back to the past. Like, we can never relive the past, but we can learn from it. So instead of having regret, seeing what lesson was being taught to us, and maybe, just maybe, the situation turned out for our benefit. I'm not saying that it is, but that might be something to look into. Yeah, look at that, Ace of Pentacles. We have the Devil energy, and then we have the Four of Swords. So yeah, look at that. So that Devil energy here is this regret. It's like we're kind of longing. We're always kind of, we tend to want to always go back, right? We want to fix past mistakes, or we want to relive all the things, and we, like, we want to do all those things, or we have even just going back to our old habits, right? But I feel like here it is like, nope, there's new beginnings here with this Ace of Pentacles. It's like a gift. For me, it's always like a gift from God here. Like, that's the energy it is, like a gift from God. And look how happy she is. She's just unbelievably happy. These two are not happy. It's like happiness, enjoy life. Look at that. There's also, again, like I said, sanctuary, a need for sleep, a need for resting. Sometimes we live in this space of regret, or we get the devil energy here, or like where we go back to our negative habits, because we're tired, because we're pushing ourselves too much, right? And so it's almost here, I feel like that energy here is like, nope, maybe resting. And then when you rest, you will see things in a different perspective. You will be able to get that gift from God, instead of like going into this energy of I feel like negative habits, like habits that are not healthy for you, that don't bring you all this joy. Yeah, I thought I'm like saying this. So you're kind of like, your choice is to just keep remembering that. Here we go. I am divinely guided and gently and lovingly. Yeah, you're being guided, and so whatever past things happen, I always believe that regardless of what happens, it was always like a building block into who I am or who I'm becoming. So because I do sometimes, I feel like that regret of like, oh, I wish I would have done this, or like, why didn't I do this, right? And then have you gone through that where you just like, why didn't I do that? And then it creates a loop of like all the different things you could have done differently, and then you kind of beat yourself up about it. You're like, why didn't I know? Why didn't I do it? Because at that point in time, that wasn't what you could do, right? It's only now that we could see the difference, because we've learned something. It's like that was a building block into who we are, and there's still more to come, right? So I feel like that's an important thing. So just be careful of going back to old habits that you don't like, especially because you're like, there's so much growth already for you. And I do feel like there's Ace of Pentacles, which I love, and like I said, sometimes we go back to those patterns because we need to rest. Like if we don't get enough sleep, we actually are usually more prone to eat like sugary foods. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but more prone to eat sugary foods, more prone to like a whole bunch of other stuff, because we didn't get enough sleep. So sleep is very important this week, my friends. And for some of you, maybe, just maybe, you might even listen to your dreams, my friends. There might be something there too. We're blinded, yep. And we are also hidden. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I love this card. So we're blinded. We cannot see. I almost feels like to me, when we're in that devil energy, we are blinded. Or when we're in regret, we are blinded to this Ace of Pentacles that's being brought here. I also feel like there's a sense of knowing that, kind of concurring with what I was saying, when we were at whatever place in time that we were there where we're regretting, we couldn't have done anything more. Things were hidden. We couldn't see things more clearly because we were in a state of blinded. Only now that we've had some space and time, or have learned something, can we actually see things more clearly. And that's why we were able to be like regretful, because like I could have done something differently, but at that moment in time we couldn't have, right? So I always think that, and I always give that also to people. Everybody's always doing the best they can at that moment. It is only like, when you can see from a different perspective, or from a further away perspective, from the perspective of like the now, or from a perspective of when we're not in the midst of it, can we see the difference. I do feel like there is something that is going to be hidden, that's going to come to light, as well. I feel like maybe for some of you, it might be friends coming through. These to me are little rats, and maybe not everybody loves rats. I do like rats. I think they're beautiful, but they're very smart. So I feel like you're gonna figure out something that you've been like, oh, I didn't know this, and so now you're like learning things. I feel like, because it's in a book, right? They're hidden in a book. Things are hidden for you. Knowledge is there. But don't be blinded by the devil energy, by old habits, right? If you don't know something, look for the answers, especially in books or knowledge, trying to figure it out. And the love energy for this week is good luck. So we're going to have maybe good luck in terms of love. Yay! Okay, let's look at I like this, because this could be like an Ace of Cups and an Ace of Pentacles. Oh, love, 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 love. Let's see what fortune cards we have for you. So what unexpected fortune is coming for the collective of group 4 this week? What unexpected fortune is coming for the collective of group 1 this week? Okay, proceed with caution. And that's that devil card there, right? Proceed with caution in terms of like, are you listening? Oh, and this is good. Are you listening to the to your heart really, or are you listening more towards like, I feel like the sense of guilt or regret, or are those bad habits, the past bad habits that we have? Oh, look at this. Oh, and look at that. We have two things here. So something is being neglected, and I feel like what's being neglected is you're not taking care of yourself with that. For of maybe your sleep is being neglected. So I feel like something there is coming here. But look at this. Also follow your curiosity, and it is seeming like something is making you curious. Something is making you want to like look at this hidden aspect here. Like I said, rats are very, 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 very intelligent. Very intelligent. One of like super intelligent. So follow your curiosity. Don't get stuck. I really feel like almost like you this week you're kind of almost tempted to go back to those patterns that you've been growing out of, right? And it might be like, again, sort of like not taking care of yourself, not giving yourself enough rest. So just be careful of that. So proceed with caution with this. You might not be able to see something. I feel like though the lightning there. So just also be careful when you're outside. Maybe lightning or like the elements, maybe weather might be coming in for you as well. But just though that for me, the caution is also like note the sense of regret. Don't stay so much living in the past, but come forward to the now, not even to the future. I'm not even asking you like to the now, where there's possibilities of like the good luck with the little ladybug of love, which is for me like an Ace of Cups coming through, and we have the Ace of Pentacles. Be here now. There's a lot of things that are happening. I feel like with the something being neglected, might be that you're neglecting your now, and instead going back to the past and staying there. Instead, kind of go in deep and go look at the hidden things that you want. Go learning new things. Follow your curiosity instead of just staying in that space of regret or in space of like old patterns. Because remember, this is coming through here. I am divinely guided, gently and lovingly. You're always divinely guided. You're always being comforted. Like there's always a hug around you. Okay, I hope you liked this reading. If you did, please do please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. It just helps me stay motivated because I go through that energy of like so please it just helps me and it helps the channel grow, which it makes me so happy, and it's something that I really want. It's a desire. I thank you so much for being here, sharing your energy, sharing your time, and of course sharing your journey with me. I feel honored that you do. I'm sending you so much love, so much light. Until I see you in the next one. Bye bye, my dear friends. Friends from group 5. So this is important. This is what's going to guide us this week. And we have boundless freedom surges through me. So freedom is a guide for you this week. Running action. I feel like there's a sense of like liberating yourself in all sorts of ways, which I like this. And it's gonna help you have the love angels coming and helping you too. So I don't know, overall very beautiful energy this week. You're almost like, it's like maybe you've been feeling stuck recently. That's what I'm feeling like. You've been feeling stuck. You've been feeling like you're trudging along, and now this week it's gonna come here. Maybe for some of you, love is gonna really kick up, or like that love angel is just gonna be like giving you wings in terms of like things that you love, activities that you love, new things that you love, and it's almost giving you a sense. It's giving you wings, so you're no longer stuck. So I love this energy. Yes, I do. 9 of Pentacles, abundance is coming, Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Like I said, I feel for me, you were like maybe at the bottom of the wheel. You're like feeling stuck. And now the wheel has turned, and then there's sense of freedom coming through here. And then the 2 of Wands. Okay. I love this. Okay. So what I'm seeing here, yeah, there's a sense of again, that Nine of Pentacles is freedom in a different way, like financial freedom, but it always feels to me like a sense of freedom in general. But there's abundance coming through. The Wheel of Fortune is finally like turning, and you're actually making a decision. Two of Wands, I feel like you're deciding on to follow that freedom. You're deciding, instead of like going with the one that, you know, the path that you've always been going on, which is this one that feels stuck, you've decided to move forward, and you almost feel like you're reaching out into the world. And like, look at this, there's no growth here, but there's growth here. There's also this I feel like this is a hawk. So if there's a hawk looking at things from, again, like seeing things in a higher perspective, because that's what the hawks usually do. They fly above, and you can see different things, and you're seeing the freedom there. You're seeing the potential here, and that's giving you the sense of freedom. It is like the Wheel of Fortune is turning for you, and it's bringing about like beautiful like energy with this Nine of Pentacles, this energy of like abundance. You're seeing that all the hard work that you've been putting in is finally coming to fruition, and that's why there's also this sense of freedom. And I do like this. I feel like there is a sense of like, there's such a sense of like you having wings, in a sense, like you're like, oh, finally you get I've been trudging along. I've been stuck in this energy for a long time, and now I'm like, nope. Now you actually make that decision, though. That's a nice thing to see. You're seeing the growth. You're seeing the thing. Now you're moving on. So it almost feels like, yes, you have this. You've done a lot, but now you're still planning for more things to come, and there's more amazing things coming your way. Oh, I do like this energy. Oh, look at this. You have beauty, like, yeah, blossoming. You have this blossoming of the flower, and it almost feels like, again, here it almost feels like there's all this dry energy here, but somehow you're still like, you're moving on from like, how do I say it, like that stagnant energy. Even though you didn't feel it, you somehow still blossom. You still somehow grew from that energy into this Nine of Pentacles blossoming. Really are, regardless. And that actually makes it even more so, because it's not like I do feel like you trudged along, like you struggled along, and you're still here. You still have this abundance, right? Almost felt like, oh, it was so hard to do it, but no, you're doing it. And there's still even more amazing things happening. And your energy for this week in terms of love is soulmates. So maybe you'll meet your soulmate, maybe you'll spend time with your soulmate, maybe you'll connect to your soulmates in another way, or maybe you're looking for a soulmate, because this is the Two of Wands. And it's almost like, yeah, you're being supported, and you do have this love angel. So it's like a lot of love energy this week for you. Oh, I do really like this. Oh, the best one. There's so much beautiful things coming through here for you, Group 5. Let's see what unexpected fortune is coming for the collective of Group 5 this week. Beware of narcissistic energy. I don't think that's yours, but just other people that are around you. Oh my goodness. And I was thinking about this rose and how like beautiful it's almost like it's a rose that like an iron rose. How do I say it? Like, that is, this beauty is strong. It comes from this inner strength that you have, right? Look at this. I actually like this, how there's like rose here too. Okay, beware of narcissistic. What else? What unexpected things are coming this week? Nurture new beginnings. Yes. Oh, I love that. Yes, yes, yes.